Welcome to the lecture on distraction and deceptive moves. Sun Tzu, in his treatise, The Art of War, said the art of war is the art of deception. And by doing this, we are going to try and deceive our opponents because we might not be martial artists per se. We might not be fast. If we're older, we're slower. However, the thing is, and like I said earlier, you don't have to be fast. You need to be first. And that's what we try to achieve in this, teaching you how to be first. These are things you're going to have to work with, come up with your own ways after you see some examples here. But it's the most important part of striking. If you can't get your opponent's attention away from you for a moment, you're going to lose that edge of being able to get this up here and delivered. Okay, if they see it coming and you've given them time to react, then they can defend against it. And then you've got a prolonged battle. And unless you're really in condition to go on and on fighting, you want this thing to be over in 1 or 2 strikes. So you need to work on your distraction techniques. Okay. Now let's imagine a situation. You're on the street, some guy walks in front of you, and he looks kind of intimidating, and he's going to say, hey, I think I'd like to have your wallet, or I like that chain you got on, or that watch is beautiful, I'd really like to have it. Now, he's looking at you, and he's got a weapon in his hand. It's even more dangerous, but let's assume we're just talking right now. Getting a weapon will come into later. All right, distraction can be a number of ways. One of the things I like to do, and this works really good if you got a partner. When you're going out and your partner, get a code word between you that if you're going to do something, you want her to know it's coming, because if I'm left-handed and she's standing over here, she's going to be in the path of my strike. Especially if I miss my target. I'm going to go, whoops, sorry, dear. Okay? It might be all right with some people, but I like to avoid hitting my spouse or my partner. So, that person, your partner, or whoever you're with, especially if you're going into a place where you're not familiar with the neighborhood you're in or whatever, and you think maybe at the worst situation somebody might come and bother you, tell her, hey, do this when I give you this code word. And that way she's alerted and knows what to do. So you say you meet somebody and you encounter them and they're belligerent and so on. Now, first thing you're going to try and do is, oh, Jesus, and, I don't want to take, what do you want? Now you see, I'm dropping back into a ready position. However, my partner's over here and she's in my way. So, and my opponent's looking at me and he wants to do something. He's got his eye on me. Okay, I'm his target. So, with that code word, whatever it might be, she's alerted to create a distraction. Okay? So, she's going to do something, don't, there's a robbery, don't, whatever. When she starts doing that, what's he going to do? His inclination is, watch his eyes. He's going to look at her for a second. And the minute he does that, yeah, step in. That's the simple explanation of how distraction can work. But you got to watch their eyes. Because when they're looking at you and I want your money and everything, they're tense, they're going to be wanting to do something. And they're all geared up. You have to take their mind off the attack on you in the event you move. And a distraction breaks that little chain for a fraction of a second. He looks at her and now his attention is off you. That's your time. And this you've got to practice. You've got to be ready to move the minute he snaps his attention away. And so any number of diversions. If you're by yourself, you can, oh my goodness, is this a robbery? Oh, what do you want? Wants my money? Oh, take my wallet. Oops, you just dropped the damn thing. Or throw it at them and step right along behind it. Okay? Now say you step back, you're ready. You know you're going to take this wallet and out, and you're so nervous. Oops. Or catch, and you miss. Or if you got car keys, throw the car keys. Any number of things. Come up with your own things. You can say, or you ask them a question. Hey, I got somebody to meet somebody. What time is it? If he looks down at his watch, dumb enough to do that. Or, my God, there's a cop. Bam! For us older guys, there's a nice fallback I just came up with. And you can be there. Is this a robbery? I don't know if I can take this. Bam! Got a heart attack. Come up with something. Practice it with people you know. Try to get their attention off of you. That's the main thing. Change their outlook from, I'm going to attack, I'm going to get this guy. Well, I'm waiting for him to move. The minute he changes his thinking, oh, he's asking about dear old mom. His mind's not on getting you. So this is what you want to work with. All right, your ready stance has a lot, not ready stance, but your distraction techniques have to be worked on pretty good, because this is your key. In a war, like Sun Tzu said, it's all the art of deception. Pretend you're weak when you're strong. If you got strong, you want to be the weakest person around. Oh my God, you go walking around. Oh Jesus, make them think you're weak. If you see some people approaching you, and you want to go into your little act, oh geez, damn hips, really, they're not going to be expecting a whole lot out of you if you go around looking like a cripple. This is what I do. When I'm working, and not a lot of it is an act. It's, you walk, go like this, walk however you can. Anything you can do to give an impression, especially if you're out, maintain a consistent pattern of what you do, so that if anybody's watching you, they might be following you and they're seeing you limping, they know you're not much of a threat. They can't move. And that's your deception. It's just like people wearing a ghillie suit when they go sniping. Nobody can see them. They're not there. They don't know there's a danger there. Or they're, whatever the disguise is, this is your disguise. Very easy one to adopt. And a limp or stuff, works. No, I've done it. These things I've done, I know they work. And so what I'm telling you is, come up with something that you're comfortable with. This gives you some ideas. This is just a sampling. Take and work your own. Try different things. If you come up with some good ones, let me know about it. I'm always welcome to add things into my style here and pass them on. This is the essence of it. You learn from people who know, and you incorporate all these different things into your style so that you can, it's easy, it comes easy. I don't have to sit there and remember, like when you learn forms and katas and whatever, well, I got to do this first, next, this other one next, go this, high block, low block, whatever. You want to be able to move without thinking. And the simpler you keep it, the less moves you have, the better. So think of them, play them out in your mind, so that when you do have an encounter, oh yeah, hell, I got, let me give you the keys. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. Takes practice, takes work. So anything that can be a deception, anything that can take the people's mind off of you for a fraction of a second, that's all it takes. Build that edge into your striking capability, because with that edge, if you can take them out with the first blow, you go home sooner and happier. If you're going to duke it out with them for a while, especially some friends, you have to take that alpha male out first. Okay, that's the guy who's doing all the talking. For if there's more than one. Now you get into dealing with multiple opponents later on, but you go for the big guy first. But you got to distract him. Now, Okay, that's if you meet somebody. Now, when you're making moves, find that people will tend to follow your hand. So in all the striking exercise you have, try and get in the habit of moving your arm very close. Even better is bring your hand into like you're making a fist. So when you're going to strike in a forward strike, horizontal strike, you come up. So you're moving two things at once. It's hard for somebody to really know what to pay attention to. So that's the purpose of this hand, coming out like this. So a move from a ready stance, you're going to be coming out like this or like this, some motion. The further out, the better. Not way out here, but like so. They're going to be watching this and not going to be seeing this come. Okay? So as you bring this out, you step forward. If you practice this all the time, the minute you throw a blow, your hand's going to come up automatically. That you have to do. That's muscle memory. So every time you practice one of these strikes, whatever it might be, that hand comes right up. It's almost like you're pulling a string and your cane's coming up with it. Work the two together. Get your muscle memory, but keep working these distractions. There's many forms of a distraction. Watch for it in the movies. A lot of times I'll be watching something, oh, I recognize that technique. Especially they throw the keys into somebody's face or drop a wallet, drop some money on the ground. And I carry a decoy. When I go traveling, I carry a decoy wallet. Say when you're going, somebody says, if you hear somebody, did somebody lose a wallet? People will naturally go to where their wallet is. And if somebody's watching you, they'll know where you keep your wallet. Well, always go to when you look for your wallet, go to your right-hand pocket or left-hand, wherever you keep it. Normally, I keep mine somewhere down lower where somebody has to bend over to get it. But if you have a decoy wallet, an old wallet with a bunch of old credit cards and old IDs or whatever, not IDs, you don't want anything with your address, but your name's okay. And have it, and maybe some, you can need Monopoly money or some old dollar bills, put them in there. Here's my wallet. Oh. You're nervous, you're old and shaky, they expect it. So come up with some stuff. Use your imagination, and all this deception, this is a key. One of the key things you need to know. In addition to knowing how to move and how to strike, you need to know how to deceive your opponent. Deception is the key to winning. So, and look around, find out, watch anything when you're watching movies, YouTubes, or whatever, see if you can spot these little techniques. And as you become more acquainted with the different things that we do, you'll be able to see how they strike. Or are they going to make a strike? Do they do spins or whatever? Pick up on it and then see what works for you. If you see something you like, and I know I have, I've added them to the stock. I love the way that guy moves. I mean, use it. But keep things down to a minimum. Don't bog yourself down with 10 or 20 different strikes. One or two. Just get good at it. This is what the samurai do. They practice 1 or 2 strikes, and they get them down to perfection. Then when the time comes, they know how to use it, because they've done it so many times. It comes natural. They don't even think. So there you have your deception theory. Take it from here. Anything I teach you or show you or introduce to you, it's not the end of all knowledge. I mean, it's like I'm giving you a teaser, a feeder, something to work with. So take that and work with it. It's a starting point for your research and investigation. You can take it from here, go on YouTube. Put the search box, deception techniques, or go to Google. Sure, you'll come up with something. I've done it. But you got to learn what's necessary for your survival. And these are things that will do it. Sun Tzu is The Art of War, and one of the first things I read many years ago, and that has helped me in so many things, not only in this, but I mean in other things I've done, I've used it, and it works quite well. And if you look, go to on YouTube, The History Channel has a program about Sun Tzu's Art of War. And they have good examples in there of people who've listened to him and people who didn't, and whether they won or lost the war. So, and this is a war of some kind. We're using canes. Two people fighting, it's a small war, but it's still a war. One of you's got to win, one of you's got to lose. And who wins or loses is up to you. The better trained you are, the better at techniques, and the art of deception is one of them, the better chance you have of surviving. So rather than getting boring, go out and practice, go out and do a little research, and that's your assignment for tonight. Good day, and thank you for watching.